Hot Club of Spokane, ladies and gentlemen. How do they get their name? Well, good afternoon, friends. You are very welcome to the Bing Crosby Theater in the heart of the city, Spokane, Washington. As Garen introduced me, I am Tom MacArthur. This is the CD release party for Hot Club of Spokane, brought to you by Nostalgia Magazine. Ageless stories, ageless photos. That's Nostalgia Magazine. I hope you are a subscriber. We are here today to make history and to celebrate history made in this place, the Bing Crosby Theater, which opens 100 years ago as the Clemmer Theater. The Clemmer is originally a photoplay palace. Silent movies flicker from up there, while a theater organist commands from down here 3,000 pipes mounted on the other side of this acoustically transparent ceiling. This is the only structure like it in the world. This is a high-grade motion picture house, which is an important distinction. Recorded entertainment is looked down on as second class, even tawdry. So Einar Peterson is asked to walk across the street before his brushes can dry from painting Spokane's celebrated Davenport Hotel and add a little paint and sophistication here. Peterson is a Swedish immigrant, classically trained. He creates these bucolic landscapes to lift the theater's reputation. And intermission, I encourage you to look at the sides of the theater and you can see Einar Peterson's work. If you retrace his steps back across the street to the Davenport Hotel after the show today, you can see his name on the painting that hangs over the lobby fireplace. He painted that in 1914. To add a second layer of class, to be sure, the Clemmer adds live entertainment between movies. That gives two entrepreneurial young men a chance to polish their act before a hometown crowd. Harry Crosby and Al Rinker are good. They perform on this stage for several months in 1925. A local reviewer writes, "They are good-looking, pleasant-appearing chaps with ingratiating smiles and an original method of putting over their songs. If you are in these seats for one of their shows, this is what you see."
I'm no millionaire, but I'm not the type to care.
But Dane, the most important thing, you have to keep regular hours. For instance, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
I usually shower, shave, and go home.
They happened into a job at the Clemmer Theater, which was to go on stage between silent movies and do a little live act. This was a thing that was done in theaters at the time.
That's the trouble, Dean. Too much moonshine, not enough sunshine. You got to get away from it all. Tell you what you ought to do. If you really want to improve your health, why don't you come out to the farm with me?
And so they would come in and have a lot of energy as teenagers and put on these little acts. The idea was that if they had a movie with a certain theme, like an outdoor theme, then they would sing outdoorsy kind of songs, you know.
I don't think so,
Oh,
Bing.
listen, I just happen to have a farm right here with me. Why don't you come on out and help me with some chores?
Got a farm on
Be
you?
a good neighbor, yeah.
Okay.
One time there was a sort of an agrarian movie.
Dean, the most important chore around any farm is milking the cows. Now, all you have to do is just sit on that stool there, grab a hold of those udders and pull.
They somehow got a calf and brought it on stage, and the local critic said, you know, the calf had a special interest in Bing Crosby.
How's it going, buddy?
It's not bad once you get the hang of it.
Well, sure, the sweeter the music, the sweeter the milk.
'Cause I've got a pocket full of dreams.
Keep in mind, this is 1925. A lot of what they were doing to an audience in a city like Spokane, which had maybe 110, 115,000 people at the time, was pretty advanced for the time, and the only place you could see comparable material was being performed by probably mature adults, either at the Orpheum Theater or at the Auditorium Theater.
You know, it wasn't the backwater that you might suppose. There 4 national railroads came through Spokane, and that brought a constant new flush of vaudeville acts and music and cultural differences and new visitors all the time.
which was important not just economically but culturally too. There was just lots of new people. I mean, that's why we were on the main theater and vaudeville circuits. So Bing Crosby, for instance, at the Auditorium Theater, got to see Al Jolson perform, and it really influenced him. He basically thought, I want to do that.
But Bing and Al were serious about the music business. And as Bing said many times, he said Al Rinker was just a genius. He could do things with arranging music and finding music and playing it on the piano and so forth that Bing had no ability to do. And of course, the other side of that was that Bing had a great voice, and he also had a real bubbly personality that just made that team, they really rose as a team.
I thought it was funny. I found I think their first actual review from one of their stage shows in California, and they were referred to as two blues yodeling plebes from Spokane.
Out of nowhere, hoping you'll bring your love to me.
Hey, Gary, did you hear the news?
I didn't.
My rich uncle fell off a cliff.
Oh, that's too bad. Were you close to him?
Well, close enough to push. I was waiting for that. Thank you. Vaudeville jokes are wrinkled the day they are born. Music from that time, however, is like fine leather. 101 years ago, W.C. Handy meets a crying woman in St. Louis. She tells him, "My man got a heart like a rock cast in the sea." This inspires Handy to write what becomes one of the most recorded songs of all time. Performing for you now in the same theater where Bing and Al yodel it in 1925, Hot Club of Spokane has the St. Louis Blues.
Oh, I hate to see that evening sun go down, and I hate to see that evening sun go down, 'cause my baby, she done left this town. Oh, if I feel tomorrow like I feel today, if I feel tomorrow like I feel today, oh, I'll pack my trunk and make my getaway, make my getaway. St. Louis woman with her diamond ring, toss her men around by her apron strings. One for powder, store-bought hair. Oh, that woman of mine would go so far from me. Got the St. Louis blues, blue as I can be. Got a heart like a rock cast in the sea, 'cause she goes so very far from me. Red-headed gal makes a freight train jump the track. Red-headed gal makes a freight train jump the track. But a blonde-headed gal makes a preacher bow to jack. Ashes to ashes, oh, dust to dust. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. My blues don't get you, my jazz must.
Thank you so much.